All right, everybody, welcome back to the tree service here. I'm gonna make a video for y'all today making some wood. I came up here to get this nice white oak wood, and you might be able to see it behind me here. That's all white oak sticking out here now, and a nice little white oak log on the ground here. And just for the fun of it, here's the white oak leaves. If you want to learn something today, that's what a white oak leaf looks like. It's a little bit different look than other oak leaves, just kind of little round pointy leaves there. So there's your white oak leaves if you want to identify the leaves of a white oak. All right, so that concludes the educational portion of this programming. Like I said, I wanted this white oak, and it's some pretty good sized wood. That's a good, that's a 25 inch or so in there, you know, 22 to 25, 26 inches down at the end there. But they did come in and put a bunch of this wood on top of it here. So I think what I'm gonna do is just make a truckload of wood and call it a day there, because that white oak takes a long time to dry out anyways. But man, it's some good burning firewood. It just coals out real good. It doesn't burn good, but if you're gonna fall asleep next to your fire and you don't want to be tending it for a while or whatever, you throw a big chunk of that white oak in there and you wake up in an hour and a half, that thing will still be all coaled up in there. Keep your fire going. So anyways, like and subscribe to the videos. We're just cutting some wood today. I got to sharpen my saw up real quick and get all suited up and booted up and everything, and then I'm just going to shave off a bunch of this wood, make a couple truckloads of good burning wood, that good Capsoxula. So stay tuned. We're going to get my saw sharpened up. Here we go. The more I look at that white oak, it's just a pretty wood, and you can see why they call it white oak. You can see that kind of bright color it has in it. But man, it sure does smell good too. Smells like coconut. So I might bring a little pile of that home and just stack it up in my garage or on my patio where I can get a little smell of it every now and then, because it's just some good looking wood. I really like that white oak wood. So back to sharpening. Anyways. All right, now everybody, it's about time to start cutting some wood. I did get poison ivy right in between my fingers, and I could not figure out for the life of me where it was coming from. I thought sawdust got in my gloves or something, which it may have. I threw my gloves away, but then I realized, and then I got it again, that like 3 days later I got poison ivy on top of poison ivy, and I realized that I think it was the pull cord on my chainsaw. It may have been a lawnmower or something, but that makes perfect sense because it's right where you would slide that pull cord up in between your fingers. So I had poison ivy all over my pull rope, and I was getting poison ivy in between my fingers there. I went ahead and I wiped this down with some rubbing alcohol. Hopefully that works. I got gloves on, and try to be careful about that. So anyways, I'm just gonna buck up some of this wood here. I'd like to get this white oak, but it's pretty large stuff, and it is covered up with this evergreen tree here. So we'll just see. There's a lot of other oak right here, some pin oak that's nice, easy bucking wood. It's a lot smaller, so I might go ahead and take that stuff today while I'm here now. So let's get going. Dirt, I just found the mud. Woo! This is actually a trencher. It's not a chainsaw. I run this as a trencher sometimes. everybody. Just checking out here. I got a nice load of some calf socks. There's some big rounds in there. I'll get them over to where the splitter is, and I can use the splitter to break them down. I can use the axe to break them down, or I can noodle them over there. So there's my load of wood, some nice white oak and pan oak wood, and there's still some more left. Plenty of wood left. I took a truckload out of here, and you can hardly tell that I've been here at all. Now, I did remove that big white oak log, so here's the rest of my wood. That's probably another rick of wood right there. Just too much to fit in my truck right now. So thanks for watching. Y'all have a good one, and we'll see you next time, man.